Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Total War Attila with the Saxons. So, in the last session we were planning on consolidating our lands down here and preparing for our push further north in Britannia. But unfortunately our plan was slightly scuppered when a spanner was thrown into the works by the dastardly Gauls, who decided to declare war on us. For reasons unknown, I have to say. But anyway, that led to High King Lewis sending the Honourable Cenred the Mighty, yeah right, on a second campaign. The first campaign he came back with minor success. He came back alive, much to the annoyance of the king. So, since he's proven himself once, it's time for him to prove himself twice. And he was sent together once again with his faithful band, the Braided Bolt, to try and put down this Gaul threat. And, well, the High King's going to be not too happy again, in some respects, because Cenred seems to have won through again, defeating the Gaul settlement, Rotomagus, sacking it dry and burning the place upon exit. Now, there is some army left. The Gaul have a force because the force moved out of the town, which is why we attacked it. This force is about here, and they're not a horde, and therefore if we go to their faction screen here, they have no settlements left. They can't go into horde form, and therefore they are now suffering attrition, and I'm hoping that they will be whittling themselves away into nothingness. If they were to take any of these lands, they'd have to resettle, and to resettle it costs money, a lot of money, and it costs a lot of men. So even if they do resettle, they're going to have a hard time getting this settlement back into some sort of shape, back into a state where they can cause us problems in Britannia. So we're going to leave them be, and we're going to go back and focus once again on consolidating here, recruiting a third army and preparing ourselves to take Britain by storm. That's the plan. I made a similar plan last time and somebody threw something into our path. Is it going to be the same this time? I'm really hoping not. Let's just have a smooth session for a change. The one thing I didn't have on my side last time was I was slightly hungover. This time I have my full faculties about me, so I should be okay. Right, so Cenred is now in a forced march. He cannot quite reach the boats for some bizarre reason. Try to get him to sit on the boat so that we can drive off, but for some reason we can't do it.
Row! Curse you! Row!
Row!
Ready!
Row, goddammit, row! Okay, so we can't get onto the boats this turn, and next turn is winter, so we want to get a move on. We don't want to be suffering winter attrition here. Cenred, it's safe to say, has seen enough of this god-forsaken place that is Gaul. So he's eager to get back and share in the spoils that he has captured for the good of the Saxons. Now, just before the session started, I disbanded a couple of my ships to increase our income slightly. In Londinium, in the next turn, we should have our Chieftain's Hall, which will further increase our public order situation. We're now gaining +2 per turn. So all in all, things are looking good. From a religious standpoint, we have the Might of Tew edict enacted, which gives us religious influence conversion, as does High King Lewis, who recently acquired the respectful trait. So as you can see from the province screen of Britannia Superior, Germanic paganism is on the rise. 12.4% and rising. That's a good sign, because it's going to make this a lot cheaper to convert eventually. Down to 6,500. Let's see if we can squeeze it down to about 5,000. Then we might talk. Anyway, there's nothing left for us to do this turn. We have done what we need to do. All that is left is for us to end the turn and keep our fingers crossed that things do not get out of hand. Oh, hello, Geats. Better late than never, eh? After doing a little bit of research, we have of course got a defensive alliance with the Geats. We couldn't drag them into the war against the Gauls, and therefore the coordination target that we set down here was not was certainly not, what's the word I'm looking for? It was not a valid target. Which is fair enough. In the end, we didn't need their help. Oh, wait a minute! What the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on here? Excuse me. Chieftain's Hall is completed. And our agent has been spotted. Where is our agent? He's up here somewhere, isn't he? He's up here. Trying to get an eyeball on the situation. Right, keep moving. Keep moving north. Oh, the Picts have a rather large force up here at their capital. Here it is. Epidius and the roving hunters. Very nice. You just stay there and mind your own business and we'll get along swimmingly. Okay. Now from this point forward we're probably not going to build anything else right now down here. Public order is now increasing by +5 per turn, which is great. It's going to give us a few turns of stability, and hopefully that red face will turn into a green face, and that will increase our tax income from the province, along with some extra growth. Although we could really do with upgrading it to a small city. That gives us extra public order at the cost of squandering a little bit of food consumption. Oh, choices, choices. It's going to be about 9,500 gold pieces to capture this. So I'm trying to save up for it. Alright, we'll play it by ear. But we have something else to deal with right now on here, yes. The Harbingers of Februs. The Gauls are back. Not quite gone yet. Hey, look at them. In fact, they don't even have a general in charge of them. Should we... Oh, they do. Do they have one? Maximus Cleo. Who is this man? Yeah, he's a proper general, isn't he? It's weird. Aren't there generals normally on the here like that? On their army recruitment card? 15 units strong. We have 20 units, couple of horses. Question is, should the braided bolt finish these guys off? Trouble is, if we move to attack, then we're going to suffer attrition because it's winter.
Thirsty for battle.
And for some reason we can't put ourselves into a fortified position. It's a bit bizarre. Why is that?
Warriors all.
And again, he can't get on these boats. Why can't we board the ship? This is annoying the hell out of me. Is it because we're in forced march, maybe? No, it's still showing us red. Why can't we get on the bloody ships? God damn it, get out of my flaming way! Now can I get on the boats?
Ready for battle.
No.
Fleet ready.
What the hell's going on? Come here.
Steady as we go.
Now?
Warriors all.
No.
For the tribe.
Right, we have a bit of a situation here. What does Cenred do? We can't fortify ourselves because we're probably too close to the edge of the region here. We can't move to attack him because we're going to suffer attrition. I mean,
ready for orders.
The safest thing to do is actually to go in the water, to be honest with you. If we go in the water... See, now we're transports. Why the hell is this happening?
Pull! Pull until your backs break! Hard on the oars!
Yeah, we can't get in.
Ready for orders!
Oh, we might have just opened ourselves up for a royal attack here. But we do have the fleets available to assist. Oh, I've screwed this up, haven't I? I'm confused. We couldn't fortify. We couldn't get on the boats. I don't know if it's because we were in an awkward position. Anyway, we'll see what they do. We could have probably taken them, to be fair, if we'd have fought them, but oh well. Good old bumbling Cenred once again. It's amazing how he's going to come back. Well, if he does come back with another success, you know, people not wise to what's going on will see him as a hero. Oh, he's done this and he's done that and he's managed to come out alive. And oh my God, when people close to him realise just how much of a bumbling fool he really is, walking through swamps and getting his men killed to attrition. You know, in the fight here for Rotamagus, his own unit got decimated more than anybody else, probably because he got a bit too nosy and strayed too close to missile towers. He's a bumbling fool. But yet, somehow, he's got this status as some kind of military hero. How the hell is he doing it? I mean, he's a companion now as well. My God. The mind boggles. Anyway, nothing else we can do, I don't think. So we won the battle of the Oceanus Gallicus. As a result of that, Wigbert has gained himself a seasoned marine. And there we go, we killed their admiral. Yes, not too happy here. Let's see what they do. If they attack us, we should be okay. As long as it's not a sea battle. With my navy here, I don't think they'll take the risk. They're suffering extra attrition for winter. We've managed to escape the attrition by going into the water. So yeah, I think we might be okay. Let's play it by ear. Maybe the bumbling Cenred might just have pulled off a military genius stroke. Oh, for God's sake, here we go again. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting to put my phone on mute. Oh dear, and it's always the same bloody WhatsApp group that's got no flaming relevance to me at all. I should really remove myself from it. Anyway, did anything happen? Did I miss something? No? Have the Gauls had their turn? Oh, you've got to be joking. Who's this? Enemy agent or hidden agent, British agents in our midst. Very nice indeed. Right, okay. So what have we got here? Got a bit of a situation on our hands, haven't we? The Harbingers of Bruce have, well, they've come back, and for some unknown reason, they've managed to recapture Rotamagus. Now the place is absolutely desolate, isn't it? You know, look at that. Everything is ruined and torn down, and it's no use, no ornament to them. They can't do anything with it. But look at that, they've got a 17 strong force. Again, they've got their tough Commodus spears that are probably more than a match for my regular Saxon spears and crappy Nordic brigades. I think we might have just shot ourselves in the foot here. We really do. Good God. I don't understand this, because to capture or to resettle is costly. It costs a lot of men. It costs like you know, 1,800 men to do this. So how on earth have they kept their entire unit in one piece? It is beyond me. They should have at least had their army decimated as a result of trying to capture this. It should have been split in half or something. But they seem to have pretty much full strength. Something is not right. Oh, dear, dear, dear. This is a war that I'm really not too interested in, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't want to waste valuable time and effort warring with these cretins.
Speak quickly, but do not expect the good wine to ease your parched throat when you are done.
Oh, here we go, here we go. They're itching for a peace treaty. They are itching for a peace treaty. Will they become a tributary state? No, not quite. Not quite. Not quite. They won't even trade with us. Okay, let me think, Let Cenred think about this. I know for certain that if we attack this army here, if we attack this army and try to get rid of the Gauls, it's going to be costly. They've got almost a full stack of troops that are probably slightly better than mine. It's going to be a tough one. I could probably pull it off. Cenred could. Well, this is Cenred speaking of. He might not, but we could probably pull it off. But it'll be very costly. It would be costly, and they're eager for a peace treaty. I think perhaps they've learnt their lesson. They've learnt what it means to attack the Saxons. I somehow don't think they might be in such a hurry to do it again. Plus, if they attack us again next time, now that we have the Geats as defensive allies, the Geats will be almost forced to come into the war with us. Whereas this time we got the defensive alliance with them too late. They weren't dragged into the war. So that will also make them think twice because we've got some defensive allies. So I think if we get peace here, we can probably keep them at bay for a little while. Not to mention, of course, we have a little body of water between us. The only way they can get over to us is to land their ships on our shore. We're going to have a navy here patrolling as well. I think we've got this. I think we don't have to worry too much. We can turn our attention to Britannia here. We need every last man that we can muster. That's what we're thinking. That's what Cenred's thinking. That's what he's going to have to tell the High King, because when he comes back to Gewis to say, here's your 2,000 odd coin for sacking the Gauls, okay, he's going to ask what happened and what's happened to the Gauls. Cenred's going to have to explain how they still have their land, although it's decimated, but they've also now, excuse me, High King, I'm stuttering my words. We're at peace with them. We're what? Yeah, we're at peace with them. We're at peace with them. Just hear me out, High King Gewis. Just hear me out.
But that welcome can become a farewell if you waste my time.
Just hear me out. We weakened them. We got them on the back foot. We decimated their land. I sacked their settlement. Here's the lovely treasure trove of coin. I also demanded payment from the peace treaty. I demanded payment for the peace treaty as well. So here's another box of coins. So here's about 3,500 gold pieces from the campaign, and they're on the back foot, and they're eager to be at peace with us. So we've secured our border for a little while, but they're not dead, and they still have some remnants of a province left. Do you think the High King will go for it? Do you think the High King will go for that story? Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Cenred has got them crying into their beers. They've negotiated a peace treaty. They've paid us 1,200 coin for the privilege. We got about 2,000 and something coin for sacking the place. So we're coming back a lot richer from the campaign, and they're going to think twice about attacking us again. I think the High King might just be persuaded that that's a minor victory. In the meantime, we can bring our troops back. Rebolster and refocus our efforts on conquering Britannia. Yeah, that works. And as Cenred rows on home, this is the story that's going through his mind, and he's picturing various outcomes. One where he's strung up and flayed, and the other one where he's showered with gifts. Right. So we have a lovely whopping 7,000 gold pieces to play with. We're getting 800 per turn. The fleet is back in Camulodunum. Do we need all of... I think we can afford to disband one more. So we'll disband one of the bow ships, I think. Which ones are the most expensive? No, these guys are. So we'll disband the ones that are decimated. Give us now up to 969 per turn. These ships will be put into a raiding stance, where they will be able to patrol and lower piracy, so that we can get a bit more coin. Have to do that next turn.
Your orders?
Okay, we'll put him there for now. It's a little bit cheaper. And we'll put him over here. Okay. Right. So there we go. A little bit of jiggery pokery. Not completely overly stoked at the fact that the Gauls are still alive, but it's almost like we've left them there as a testament to what happens when you defy the Saxons. Yes, you may not be crushed to dust, you may not be eliminated from the campaign map, but you're going to be economically crippled, and you're going to be left with the remnants of a settlement for your efforts. A standing, visual sign to anybody that dare cross us. Yeah, we like that. We like that. It's a statement. And we're being very bold about it, because we're bold enough to say, you know what? We'll let him live. Let him live. Let him stew on it a bit. Let them get ideas in their mind and plot and scheme against us, and see if they dare. Because I bet you they don't. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like the choice. Hi, King Lewis. Cenred. Gonna have a bit of a sit down and a talk, I think. A lot of fists slamming on tables, a lot of upturned chairs, spilt flagons of beer and mead and everything else, but I think Cenred's little gift of the gab might just win through here. Because ultimately the High King is focusing on his treasury and tax and income and bolstering and making sure that the Saxons have a solid foundation in terms of their economy. He'd be foolish to cast aside a man who's just gained him close to 4,000 gold pieces in a campaign and left the opponents crippled. He'd be foolish, wouldn't he? He'd be foolish. So as we march on to Corinium, for the time being, we take our spy up here to the northern lands up here for a moment. And as you can see, we're now gaining 14 public order per turn due to the presence of our military in this area. It's all looking rather marvellous at the moment. We're up to 8,000 gold pieces, very close to the 9,500 that we're going to need to be able to resettle this desolate region. As soon as we get there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the braided bolt up to resettle. And then once we have that resettled, then we're going to raise our third army and plan for that Britannic invasion. Oh yes indeed. Right. So everything's fine here. I'm just going to turn to the diplomacy screen now, just double check that things are a-okay. Of course we have the Franks who have got 3 regions here. They're not quite happy with us. They're quite a big threat. We're just going to ensure that they stay over there. But let's have a look. The Vandals, they just will not trade with us.
Spare my arse.
Spare your arse? I'll kick your ass, you idiot, if you don't bloody trade with me. Are we that heinous of a people?
I welcome you, worthy speaker.
No one's interested in trade. Gaul?
Welcome, but expect scant pleasantries. I lack time
Oh,
to waste.
don't be a spoiled sport just because we kicked your ass. Oh, I don't expect this. It's been pleasantries. Stop crying about it. Look at your lands anyway. Let's have a look at their lands. Let's have a look. It pleases me to look at this. Oh, desolate. Oh, what a shame. And we've taken all your money, so you can't spend anything either. Oh, it's a vicious circle, isn't it? Right. Politics. Yes, politics. He is a companion for one more turn, and then his term in office is over, and so is Horses as an elder. What do you think, people? He said what he's saying. Maybe over a few beers, after finally convincing the High King that his campaign was a success. I was given a promotion upon my success in Gaul, and I came back with not much to show. I come back from this campaign with more money, with a bigger victory under my belt. Does that not warrant another promotion? Come on, I think it does. That's what he's saying, and I tend to agree with him. So yes, Mr. Power Hungry Cenred, he really got a way with the people, a way of making things seem like they should be going his way, convincing people to his way of thinking. He's doing very well, and as therefore when his term as companion is over in the next turn, I think he might just well find himself as an elder. If it's good enough for this guy and this guy to be promoted after a couple of victories here and there, surely what I have done qualifies me, he's saying. Especially as your son, you know. And he has a point, does he not? And in the inner circles, people that he considers his close allies and friends, because I'm sure Mr. Cenred has a few. You don't think all of those spoils from his campaigns have gone all directly into the coffers of the Saxons? No, he's obviously taken a little bit for himself, as you do, and therefore a few coins spread here and spread there amongst your closest allies and your closest advisors, buys their silence, buys their assistance. And he's just sowing the seeds with whispers about a certain Attila. The hell are you doing down here? A certain Attila who, up until now, who is the heir to the throne, has not led an army like he has not gone into the heart of Gaul like he has not gone into and taken down the Gaul faction and fleeced them for everything they've got like he has, and yet he finds himself as heir. What kind of a man is that to lead this Saxon people when his father meets his end? Just sowing the seeds of potential future descent, so that when Attila, with his very paltry low influence, takes the throne upon his father's demise in what could be just maybe 4 or 5 years of old age, he's now trying to gather support and just sow those seeds to ensure that he might have enough behind him to perhaps overthrow Attila. He wouldn't dare overthrow the High King Gaulish. He's got too much power, too much respect from the people, and he's a loyal man. He allowed him to marry his daughter, and therefore he respects him for that. But this little urchin, no, he does not respect him. He is envious of him. So that when he takes control when his father dies, Cenred is going to make some political manoeuvres. Yes, sirree. Right. We have some trespassers here, the champions of Latinus. This is a British army. Now, a lot of armies have just come through here on their way to Gaul. This is obviously the common cut-through. We should be charging people a toll here, I think. But anyway, there we go. And I'm hoping that they are just going to be continuing on as everybody else has in the past. Pass on by, nothing to see here. Right. So we've researched mineral lands, and we're now going to be researching this one down here. Wealth from commercial buildings. That sounds good to me. We are going to be gaining a rank with Wigbowit, considering he is a commander of the fleet. We're going to give him that one, that trait, and yep. Excuse me. I wonder if we cannot just get away with disbanding this fleet completely for now. We're not at war with Gaul anymore. The Geats have a decent fleet in the area. Well, these are transports, not fleets, really, but they're always patrolling here, are the Geats, and they're our defensive allies. So I don't think we need this right now as an urgency. I really don't, and it's just taking up our money, and we could really do with this cash. If we look at the trade, the finance situation, that navy is costing us 715 per turn. That is a lot. That is a lot. And I think I'd rather have that for now, going into my treasury, rather than onto these boats that are just going to be sat there doing nothing, to be honest with you. And I know they can patrol to reduce piracy, but I don't think that's going to be 700 per turn saved, is it? So I think it's going to be more beneficial for us in the long run to disband these for now. We can always reinstate them later if we need them, but I think they've done their job. So, Wigboot, come on in, come on down, and we cannot you know, look aside your part in the campaign in Gaul. You played your role. You deserve promotion as well. But he does he have enough influence for it? 26 influence he needs. He's got 83, but he can't be there yet because he's just on his way back. So as soon as he gets back next turn, he's going to be promoted to companion. In the meantime, Cenred's silver tongue working wonders. He's got his promotion. Say hello to Mr. Elder. Oh boy, oh boy. The High King just does not know what he's getting himself in for, is he? He's going to be fine and dandy. But when he's dead, and 6 feet under, it's going to be him that suffers. Anyway, we'll see how it develops.